and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
A senior Hamas official claims that the terror group has created a so-called real army to fight Israel, and that it is a leading manufacturer of missiles in the Arab world. Fatih Hamad, a former interior minister in Gaza, said that Hamas has become an army with its own industry and is prepared to sell advanced missiles to Arab countries so that they will launch them against the Jews. Hamad reiterated that Hamas would not cooperate with any settlement deal in Israel. Hamas seized control of the Gaza Strip in 2007 via a violent coup against Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas and has forcefully controlled the enclave ever since. Hamas is an internationally recognized terror organization, and Israel and Egypt maintain a tight blockade around Gaza in an effort to stop Hamas from smuggling weapons. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Tuesday that it would be great if United States President-elect Donald Trump honored his campaign commitment to move the United States Embassy to Jerusalem. Such claims have been made by every United States presidential candidate for the last 20 years. Israeli TV reported that Trump's transition team has begun checking out the logistics of moving the embassy from Tel Aviv and is looking into sites for its intended new location. Israel's foreign ministry has also gotten involved, with officials checking when the possible site would be available. One location is said to be in Jerusalem's Talpiot neighborhood, which includes the Diplomat Hotel. Jerusalem Mayor Nir Barkat said that he has been in touch with Trump's staff and that while previous presidential candidates have made similar promises, he believes that Trump is serious about making the move. According to the Islamic State, Israel is reported to have sent 3 targeted airstrikes against them in the Sinai Peninsula yesterday. Israel has neither confirmed nor denied the allegations. In addition to ISIS fighters, Abdullah Kishta, an ex-senior member of Hamas, was also reportedly killed. Kishta is believed to be the connection between ISIS in the Sinai Peninsula and Hamas in Gaza by assisting in the smuggling of weapons and trained militants between the two terror groups. In what can be considered a positive light, the fight against Hamas and the Islamic State, both considered internationally recognized terror organizations, has brought Egypt and Israel closer together. Disregarding a 1979 peace treaty, Israel has allowed Egypt to move forces closer to the border, and Egypt has given permission multiple times to Israeli air forces to operate in their territory, all in efforts to quash the spread of militant Islamic terror. The Israeli ambassador to Cairo, Chaim Koren, said of the situation, quote, "This is one of the best times we've ever had. There's good cooperation between the armies, we have understandings about the Sinai Peninsula, and basically we see eye to eye on the development in the region," end quote. It looks like the city of Haifa is having a rough winter so far. Just weeks after a series of devastating wildfires rampaged the northern Israeli city, Haifa is now experiencing major flooding. Roads and underpasses were closed off last night following heavy rain and winds in the coastal area. The stormy weather began on Monday across the country, flooding the north and causing at least one fatality. On Tuesday morning, a truck driver from Haifa was killed after the car he was driving got stuck in a flooded underpass. Earlier in the day, 10 people were injured in a 3-car pileup blamed on the accompanying fog. The wet weather comes after an unseasonably dry spell last month that contributed to an onset of brush fires which destroyed hundreds of homes in the north. While the downpour of rain has disrupted the city's main roads, there is some good news. The Sea of Galilee, which is Israel's main water source, has now risen by 2 centimeters. Despite requests by the government for civility and calm, residents and activists from the Amona outpost have vowed not to let the settlement be dismantled. The High Court of Israel has deemed Amona illegal as it's built on private Palestinian land and have slated it for demolition on December 25th. This is not the first time that activists for Amona and the government have clashed over the impending demolition. A similar situation in 2006 led to violence between protesters and police, leading to a preemptive deployment of security forces to monitor progression of these demonstrations. The Amona residents have all been promised monetary compensation for their homes and at least temporary housing and assistance in a nearby area until a more permanent solution can be found. Unfortunately, residents of the outpost are declining the offer. Amona settlement leader Daniela Weiss was quoted as saying, quote, "Any negotiation on Israel that talks about moving Jews will not happen. We will not give up any hilltop," end quote.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.